A handheld Xbox is finally here. Also, should Xbox make gaming laptops? Let's discuss. Origami 2 came to Game Pass in mid-September, and when I first saw the trailer for this, I was super excited. I didn't play the first one, but like I said, I really like stealth games. I grew up loving ninjas, samurai, entertainment set in feudal era Japan, so I thought, hey, this was right up my alley. When I first saw the trailer for this, I thought, hey, this is, like Assassin's Creed, but finally with a ninja flair, something that I've been waiting for, and we can cut all the BS and just get straight to the mission. There's no complicated story, there's no filler open world stuff that you gotta go through. It's just straight to the mission, straight to the point. You go in, kill some people, sneak out. Awesome. The co-op aspect of this really appealed to me as well. When Assassin's Creed Unity came out, that was a feature that I thought was really cool that never really took off because when Assassin's Creed dropped, it was full of bugs, and this was in the era before people were used to that sort of behavior where developers would just release unfinished games and then patch them up to where they were working. But when I actually had the chance to dive into the game, there are some things I liked about it. So I really liked the movement. I liked being able to double jump around the map and shadow teleport to ledges and shadow teleport into bushes and other hiding spaces and stuff. But yeah, there was times where I was thinking to myself, man, these enemy units, they have no peripheral vision. There was times where I could sneak up right to their immediate left or right and automatically just kill, assassinate, or knock them out. So, they're not the dumbest AI in video games, but they're definitely not super challenging in that way. Okay, so first of all, this game is out here looking like Ninja Fortnite, and I could forgive that, but it just seems to be clashing with the content and with the world that they're trying to build. You have this world where it's war-torn Rashomon Valley, feudal Japan, battle between light and darkness. It's these heavy kind of themes, and everyone on the world is cartoony and, like I said, looks a little bit like Fortnite. So I thought that was just a weird clash in terms of the graphics and the world of this game. I was already confused in the tutorial section because there's a part where they show you, this is how you sneak up behind someone and do an assassination. Oh, and you can also do it like an aerial assassination as well. But when you try to do it, there's no separate animation for an aerial assassination versus a ground assassination. So you'll be on a building above an enemy unit, and then you'll jump and do the aerial assassination, and it just kind of awkwardly blips into the same animation that it would if you were on the ground. I was super confused. I didn't even know if I was doing it right. That was I had no idea what was going on. Overall, it was pretty repetitive. There's only a limited amount of objectives for each mission. Steal these things or eliminate this target. And they're fun at first. You're carefully planning your path through the level, but as you go through and you play these levels again and the objective is just sort of different this time around, it gets a little repetitive. So I was excited at first. It's a decent game, but I don't think I'll be checking it out any further. Also, if you want to keep up to date on the games that are coming to Game Pass, the games that are leaving, and also my thoughts on them, make sure you subscribe as well. So apparently, Xbox is letting people resurrect their old Gamerpics from the 360 era. So this all came about because Microsoft lead engineer Eden Marie responded to this one gamer's problem of his Gamerpic continually shrinking as the generations went on. Basically, for your Gamerpic, the resolution increased with each generation, but the picture size stayed the same. So people were having these problems of their Gamerpic as the generations went on, just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is now a feature that's available for everyone that's participating in the Alpha Skip Ahead Insider group. And basically, the only requirements are you have to have had an Xbox 360 Gamerpic in the first place, duh, and it cannot currently be your Xbox Gamerpic for your profile. This is obviously a small quality of life change for people on Xbox, but I still think it was cool that someone from the Microsoft team went out of their way to solve a problem that was this small. And people were really attached to their Xbox 360 Gamerpics. I personally had the guy who's kind of like a green, I don't know, blob looking guy with his tongue hanging out. If you know, then you know. And then I switched between that and the Oblivion Guard, the stop right there, criminal scum. And then once the avatars came, I had my own little avatar and I would take snapshots of him. And you know, people got really attached to those things. You could literally go to the Microsoft store and buy clothes, accessories, expressions, emotes, things like that for your Xbox avatar. So it's a really cool thing that they're bringing back. This is the special edition Series X that I have been waiting for. It's a fast food collaboration between Xbox and Whataburger. So this is not an official collaboration. I should say that this is a collaboration between streamer Nick Michelle Polo and Whataburger. And if you don't know what Whataburger is, it's a fast food chain that originated in Texas and it's really big in the South. And if you don't know what Whataburger is, if you ever pass through Texas, if you ever pass through the South, Oklahoma, Louisiana, wherever, I highly recommend you check this out. It is hugely popular. It's really good. It's kind of the equivalent. There's always the debate of like, oh, people in California have In-N-Out, people in Texas have Whataburger, and they're constantly at war with each other. I'm personally team Whataburger myself. I love the honey butter chicken biscuit. I love the honey barbecue chicken tender sandwich. Ooh, just thinking about it makes me miss it so much. And so this is a collab between, like I said, Nick Michelle Polo and Whataburger. He's gonna be giving away one of these Whataburger consoles, and he's gonna be trying the return of a fan favorite menu item. I don't know what that could be. Maybe the Chop House Cheddar Burger, which I really liked. But with the short supply of Xbox consoles right now, hey, you might as well give it a try for this giveaway if you really want one. So we know that Dying Light 2 is coming to Xbox and PC. Now, Dying Light 2 was originally announced at E3 in 2018, and it was pushed back for release all the way back until 2022. So there's been some problems with development there, but we know for a fact, like I said, it's not just gonna be on PlayStation, it's coming to Xbox and PC. But people are wanting it on Game Pass. They haven't been clear on whether or not it's coming to Game Pass. And man, we're just spoiled with Game Pass right now. It's like, we expect everything to come to Game Pass now that Xbox is putting its major titles on there, like Halo, Forza, and all that stuff. So it's like, oh, this amazing game is coming to Xbox, but is it coming to Game Pass though? It would be really awesome. It would be a great introduction, even if it was just a limited run, and then we can buy it for a discount. I'm praying that happens, because Dying Light is a great game. I'm sure Dying Light 2 is gonna be awesome, and I think it'd be a great opportunity to kind of expose Xbox players to this great game that they've done. And I think it's a great opportunity to expose Xbox players to this great game they might have missed out on last generation. Speaking of games that should come to Game Pass, I'm rooting for Tales of Arise. Usually you associate anime-style games and JRPGs with Sony and Nintendo, and I think that would be a great way to expose Xbox players to that genre of games and gain popularity on that end. So on the same day that Best Buy was gonna have in-store units of the Xbox Series consoles and the PS5s, Walmart was gonna have a restock on their website of the Xbox Series consoles, the PS5s, and the Halo Infinite Special Edition Series X. But in true Walmart fashion, they messed it up. As soon as people went to go order their consoles, they were hit with nothing but loading screens, and then all of a sudden it popped up on their website. The Xbox, or the console restocking event, has been rescheduled. So obviously people were upset, and this just continues this bizarre trend of Walmart not being able to handle the sale of these consoles in a decent way. When I was shopping around for my consoles, Walmart was notoriously the worst. I did all of the things that you're supposed to do. I followed a million different Twitter accounts to keep up with restocking, and anything having to do with a Walmart restock was terrible. Once I got the restock alert, I would go to the Walmart website, and within something ridiculous like 0.2 seconds, it would be sold out. And they did nothing to combat bots and scalpers, as opposed to when I finally got my systems through Best Buy, they at least had you wait online in a queue. I really hope they figure it out, because we gotta get these consoles into the hands of gamers that need them. We need these. So Microsoft has come out with the Surface Duo 2, and it's basically just a gigantic phone, gigantic smartphone that flips open into a tablet looking thing, or like a booklet looking thing. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's being billed as this productivity machine, this all-around thing that you can use to, you know, travel to work and improve your quality of life in small little ways. It obviously has a really nice camera. It has a Snapdragon 888, which is a pretty decent GPU in terms of its processing power. Could you instead use it as the perfect mobile Xbox. You pair this with Xbox Cloud Gaming, and I think it could be really cool. You can flip open the phone and use the bottom screen as like a touchscreen controller. You can prop it up in like a fancy foldable way and use just a regular controller. Like I said, it has a pretty decent processor, so it could run games pretty well. It's also gonna have 5G capability, and we know that we need a good internet connection to make the most of cloud gaming. So higher connectivity speeds means better gaming experience. And also we know the display is going to go up to 90 Hertz, so if they ever decide to take Xbox Cloud Gaming past 60 FPS, that could be really cool too. It's going to set you back $1,500, which, ooh, that stings. Ooh, that's a little steep for old Ray, but I still think it's cool. If I ever have the change to just ball out of control, I'm gonna pick that up. Taking it one step further, Microsoft just released a bunch of new Surface laptops, and none of them are very good for gaming, and none of them have ever really been good for gaming, and that leaves people questioning, should Xbox get into the gaming laptop scene? Should they get into the gaming PC scene? I would personally like some hardware that allows me to play Xbox games on the go that's dedicated to that, and that's something that we've seen from all the other gaming companies. So PlayStation, they obviously came out with the PSP, everyone loved that. Nintendo, their whole thing is portability and handheld gaming. And now Steam is coming out with the Steam Deck. So everyone is coming out with ways that people can play their games on the go. I'm not entirely sure how interested Xbox is in making gaming dedicated hardware. Video games are the only ones that tie their content to these consoles. That's how it's always been. It's been great. That's what we're familiar with. I'm not entirely sure if Xbox is gonna wants to go all in with hardware right now with the way that they're pushing Game Pass. The only way I see this really working out is if they make an affordable laptop option that has the same specs as the Series X that you can take on the go. That's really all we want, because if we have the same specs as the Series X, we know how games are gonna look, we know how games are gonna run, and that would be really cool. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning into my ramblings. Remember to subscribe and set your notifications to all. My name is Ray, and we'll see you next time.